Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are coming back, hi. For those who are new, my name is Shekina. Welcome to the channel. So the content I do is mostly vlogs or just sit down videos like this one, and just like sharing like my thoughts. Generally, like my videos are mostly like very random, just like you know. So if you're like interested in this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You're very welcome to the family, basically. And for those who are returning, have you seen like there's a change? Do you see it yet, or do you have to? Yeah. So the change is my glasses. I have new glasses on. It's not like for fashion. I'm technically blind, so that's why. Yeah, but yeah, I really like these glasses. Like I feel like they suit me better than the other ones, and yeah, we're just liking the vibe. Anyways, without further ado, let's start the video. Okay, I don't know why it's like deciding to rain when I start like recording, but whatever. Anyways, from the title, I think you'll have seen what we're gonna talk about today. Basically, I wrote a book, and I remember I told you guys about that like in the video that I came back with after a long period of disappearing. And I remember telling you guys that I was like writing a book for a while. I was waiting for a competition actually, but then whatever, that's not like the point. That is really not the point. It was a disappointment, but anyways, that's not the point. So yeah, the book is called Meeting Love Across Time. Basically it's a fantasy slash romance type of genre. So if you're like into magic realms, you know, romantic but like really subtle romantic stuff, you know, that's the kind of book this book is. So the reason why I wrote this book in the first place is because okay, the thing is, background story. I used to write books a lot when I was in grade 9, around grade 9, grade 10 there, and I used to write books on Wattpad, and I really liked, you know, just expressing my creative, you know, you see like when you like making scenarios in your head and stuff, and so like now you just want to like put into like writing. So that's how it started and whatever. Then it progressed. At some point I started like writing on this app called Web Novel, and yeah, that's basically like where this whole thing started. So now I'm like writing on Web Novel, and that's where like you can find this book, Meeting Love Across Time. And I'm gonna like put the link in the description box below. Hopefully, if I don't, you can find it on my Instagram. You can go in my highlights and you'll see the highlight of I am an author, and you'll see like the link to the book there. Please go read the book. Okay, to start the introductory explanation of the book, basically, the main idea in this book is that meeting love across time is the story of mainly two girls. There is one girl who is living in the present time, which is in like the year 2023. Then there is another girl who is living in an old like an old century, you know, time frame. So those are like two girls. Now the girl who's living in the present, she's called Avery Miller. I'm gonna talk about the characters later, but like we have Avery Miller, who is like the kind of like, she's the main character kind of, but like she shares the spotlight with the other girl from the past who's called Ethera. Now these two girls, how they collide and how like their world meet is like the whole point of like this whole story. It's how like these two girls who are like very in different worlds, different cultures, different time frames and all that, they end up like colliding and like learning about like each other's culture and like whatever, like they're living kind of not each other's lives. I'm gonna explain later because it can be like very confusing, but yeah. So basically it's just like how like these two worlds, present and past, collide and come together to like make one story. And of course that's like the fantasy part where like we talk about how magic is involved in all this, and like how every like finds herself into like the past and all that. That's like a whole like, you know, other realm. And then the romantic part is like the like both of them, they have like love interests. But then again, those love interests, okay, those two guys are never, they're not gonna meet. Like they have nothing to do with each other. So with Ethera, her love interest is a king, the king of the kingdom she's in the past. Okay, still following? Then Avery, who is in the present time, she lives in New York, by the way. Just as detail, maybe no one needs to know, but like just know that Avery, she doesn't have like really a love interest. So like let me explain this, because I just realized it. The love interest that like she ends up having is not the one that our ad prepared. So in the first place, look at the idea. In the first place, I wanted it to be Avery, Ethera, then like the king of the kingdom that Ethera is in, right? Like Avery was supposed to fall in love with the king in the ancient kingdom, and that was like supposed to be like a whole love triangle, you know, very cliche thingy that was gonna happen like in the book. But then afterwards, while I was writing, I ended up like finding myself writing like I wanted to give Avery like another friend, because she already has like a best friend and stuff like that and a roommate. But then I wanted her to like have like a different, like I just wanted to like add characters and basically just add another like friend to her entourage. So when I was adding this guy who's called Eric, he was supposed to be just like a friend to her, right? Like that was the whole point. He was just supposed to be like the friend, like who's just there, like very supportive, all that, like, but like not like anything serious. But then later on, without spoiling, I'm not gonna spoil if they're together, if not together. Just all that I have to say is that he is kind of ish a love interest. If you want to read more, honestly, just like to make you like understand this thing, this couple, Avery and like Eric, who are like couple, not like a couple, I don't know how to explain it, and I don't want to like spoil anything, but there's something there. If you understand, you understand. There's something going on here, like a flirtatious environment that's happening here that's like really fire. So if you wanna just go read, like you'll see how like that whole situation comes to life. Then there is Ethera, who is just a normal girl, who ends up, you know, in the palace with a king, and that's her love interest. So if you want to know how like this whole thing, like how they collide, how like Avery comes into the picture of like Ethera and Tobias, and like how Eric is just, if he's left behind or not, if she's gonna like you know, settle into like the temptation of like falling in love with the king, or going with the kind of ish best friend. Read to find out. Cliffhangers, you know how authors just like, they just put things there and like you have to find that for yourself. You have to find that for yourself. But it's really like interesting. It's an interesting perspective. I'm gonna explain the characters like in detail so like you'll understand what's going on. So we talked about the main characters, who are Avery Miller, and then Ethera, who is like the other girl. Okay, like let's start like saying like the characters in each world, so that you don't get confused. So in New York in 2023, which is the timeline that Avery is living in, right? So there is her, there is the best friend who's called Sheila. That's the best friend. She has an uncle who's called Professor Al. The uncle is the one who made, the uncle made a machine called the Vortex Infinity, which is the machine that she first used to go into the past to like go into Ethra's world, basically. But like later on, like she doesn't choose the same machine after. You're gonna like, I'm gonna explain that later. But yeah, so basically Professor Al is Avery's uncle, and he's a scientist, he's a genius, all that. So like he makes this machine that basically is gonna help Avery first like go into like the that kingdom. The kingdom, okay, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about it later. I'm kind of like confused, but not really. It's like two worlds. It's a lot. Honestly, explaining it is a lot. Then we have, who else is here? Oh, we have Avery's evil cousin. Of course, there has to be an evil person in her world as well. So Avery's evil cousin, who's called Helga, and the reason why she's evil, basically Avery has had a boyfriend called Lucas. Well, she kind of has still, like in the beginning of, okay, but she has a boyfriend who's called Lucas, and like Helga basically snatched the boyfriend, whatever. Like it's a whole like girl drama. Like the two cousins don't, they're not like, you know, close. They don't like each other because ever since they were just kids, like Helga has always been like this girl who's like very jealous of Avery, and she would always like want to get like attention from Avery, because apparently, what am I saying? Apparently, I'm the one who wrote the thing. Anyways, so the thing is, Avery had always like been this kid who's like loved by everyone in their family. You see how like people are interrupting me while I'm making videos, but anyways, where was I? Oh, like Avery and Helga do not get along because ever since just childhood, like there is like this rivalry between them. Anyways, and like so Helga has always been a bitch towards Avery, and she's gonna like have also like a significant role later on in the book. Yeah, she's gonna do like some more evil stuff to Avery, and like her whole story. That's that. I think that's all. Like she also has like other friends like Cody, Tyler, Lexa. Yeah, she just has like a lot of like friends on the side and whatever. Then plus Eric, who is the potential ish love interest, who adds himself in the love triangle, but it's not a love triangle no more. It's like a love. I don't know how to explain that, but like yeah, basically that is Avery and like her entourage type of vibe. So then we have Ethera. Ethera has okay, since I told you guys like Ethera is living in a world that is like in the past. It's an ancient kingdom called Alba. That's the name of the kingdom. So Alba was like a kingdom in a like right now it's like, actually you can actually Google the thing. Now it's like in Scotland. It was like a region like in Scotland. So yeah, that is Alba, and like in that thing it's basically like any other kingdom. There is like the people, the commoners, then we have the royal family. There's no in between. There's like, it's either you're a peasant or you're royal basically. And obviously the Ethera is just normal girl, peasant girl. Nothing wrong with that, but like just so you know. And like she has her both parents. She has a grandma as well who plays an important role in this story because her grandma is a witch. Yeah, she is a witch basically. Like that's like, just to like give you a little hint, her being a witch is kind of like related to how Avery is gonna like transition from New York to Alba at some point, like without using the machine the uncle, you know, invented. I'm just gonna stop by there. Sneak peek. So yeah, so she has her parents, her grandma, and then she has kind of like a maid, at slash a nanny slash her friend slash her only friend actually. Ooh, I'd forgotten that. Like so she her only friend is her maid in some kind of way. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. The maid is called Hazel. She's also like kind of like an important character. The same way Sheila is an important character in every story, because Sheila is the emotional support and best friend of Avery. Then we have Hazel, who is the emotional support and best friend of Ethera. So they both have like, you know, someone like who has their back, which is great, right? Yeah, they'll definitely need those, because the way the story goes, they really need an emotional support, because the men, they're not menning, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's like the entourage of Ethera. And then last but not least, our main guy in the story, who is the future king, but he's gonna be like the king in a few episodes already in the book. But the king, Tobias Voss, he has like a really long name. I have to like read it off the thing. So his name is King Tobias Voss the Third. Longest name, but like royals, you know. Oh, he's called actually, he has also a middle name who's like, which is Martin, so he's called Tobias Martin Voss the Third. Longest name, but then again, he's a royal. So Tobias has both his parents, the queen and king. They're still alive. They're old, but like they're still alive, but they're gonna like you know, they're going in retraite, retirement. They're retired, so Tobias is gonna take over. Then he has an older sister who's called Adassa. Quick story on the reason why I called the sister Adassa. So basically, when I was writing the book, my sister basically threatened me. When I say threat, she threatened me by telling me, Shekina, you don't have a choice. You have to like put my name somewhere in your book. You have to. So that's how like she ended up being Adassa. But then like her character is kind of like depressing. So yeah, she's not happy about that. My sister's gonna kill me. But anyways, moving on. So the elder sister Adassa is she's a depressing character, and it's the reason why is because, okay, she's the eldest sibling, so like she got married way before, like there's an age gap between her, like there's a kind of like a significant age gap between her and Tobias, so like obviously she got married like way before and stuff like that. She's not gonna inherit the throne, so whoever she marries, like it doesn't really matter as much as like it matters for who Tobias gets married to. So anyways, you know how like Rose, how that happens. So basically she got married, but she got married to this commoner guy, just a peasant, just like that. Like she fell in love and she married someone she loves. Like great, who doesn't want that? Like it's so rare to like see that in like royal families and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to have a like little thingy. But their story is not written in the story is not like meant it's not like written in the story. It's like something that happened in the past, because the guy actually died, but before dying he kind of betrayed her. So like she now has like a broken heart. She lost him as the person she loves, but she also like betrayed her. So like now she has a very negative view on like the peasants. So it's like it's a whole thing. Like so she's just like in her depressive era basically, and like Tobias is just like trying his best to like help the sister. But anyways, she's not like a main character, but she's like in the entourage of the king. So the king Tobias, he also has a best friend called Tobril, who I think he's a duke, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's a duke. He's the Duke of Alba. Obviously they're best friends, you know, ride or die. Now Tobril is like the complete opposite of Tobias. Tobias is like a very, if you imagine like a prince or like a future king, that's literally him. He's like very focused on what he has to do. His duties is like very upright, like very serious, like, you know, like he's not like someone who plays around. Okay, not plays around, but like he doesn't venture much into like, you know, going to brothels, you know, like he does not go like to sleep around and stuff like that. He does not do any of that, like even drinking barely, but like, you know. And then like Tobil is the complete opposite. He's this guy who's very, you know, he's always like trying to have fun, like going to bars like in the village and stuff like that. Like he wants to like get drunk all the time. Like he's like that's very like hyperactive best friend and stuff like that. Like you would literally forget that he's a duke because of how he acts. But basically, but like it's nice because like he kind of has that touch of like reality, which like helps Tobril to kind of Tobias, bro, I'm like getting confused by the names, but like basically he helps like Tobias like kind of loosen up a bit. But then Tobias also has like this side of him that's like very like playful as well, especially when he's with his sister, because he's trying like obviously to cheer her up and stuff. So he's a very like kind person, like really kind. Like when I tell you kind, he's like that person who's like who really wants to like get involved with his people as well. So Tobias, like he, before even becoming king, he's already like trying to involve himself like more with the peasants, because before in Alba, like the royals like they were here, then the peasants are like here. So every time like anything that's like happening there, like they have like people like overseeing the thing. So like the royals like don't really like come down and like try to understand what's going on there. But then Tobias like really wanted to like change this thing, and so like he made this new tradition where like every Monday he would like invite the peasants into the palace, like into the like main throne room, and like have them like explain their like daily issues to him directly, so that like he can get closer, like create a more closer bond with the people, which I think is very smart. Like create a more like close bond with his subjects. And yeah, like basically like that actually earned him a lot of like respect from the people, and like love, and just like people like saw him like some like a revolutionary leader, like someone who would like actually change something in Alba, because he actually cared about the people. Not that like his parents did not, but his parents were very like traditional people who like didn't think that like royals and peasants should like meddle, old time stuff, the usual. But anyways, I think that's that about like the entourage of Esther and Tobias. Oh no, Tobias also has this fiance, kinda, like it's like an arranged. So like how in ancient times like the royal families like would arrange for their kids like to get married in the future. So that's what happened. Tobias was supposed to get married to the duke, the daughter of the duke of, what was that again? The Duke of Persia. So the Duke of Persia and like the king of Alba were like friends. So they wanted their kids, Tobias and then like the daughter of the Duke of Persia, who's called Thelma, to get married like when they'll like grow up. So eventually like Thelma comes back to Alba for the marriage thingy arrangement. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I think that's that for like the characters and like their personalities and their something I forgot to mention is that like this book kind of has like, okay, the Kingdom of Alba kind of gives off Bridgerton vibes. It's like a mixture of Bridgerton vibes and like Chinese drama, traditional Chinese drama vibe. If you watch traditional Chinese series where like there's like kingdoms, kings, stuff like that, hierarchy type of thingy, then you will like the book as well. If you also like Bridgerton and like you like the whole, oh yeah, in the Bridgerton like thingy I included like there is a debutante season. Like if you watch Bridgerton, you know what that is. It's basically where the young girls in the kingdom, like they're like trained and stuff like that, and prepared basically like to enter society as like women and all that. And like but like now in my book, like in that thing, in that debutante season, it's where instead of like choosing like the diamond of the season or whatever, they like try to like find, like that's where like most of the royals, prince and princesses, no, princess, not princesses because it's like for females only, but like that's where like princess like Prince Tobias go to find concubines. Now the reason why like they only go there to find concubines and not actual wives is because, as I explained before, it's a thing of like royals and stuff like that, and like before royals like they would not like mix with the peasants unless like it's for, okay, so basically the king is allowed to have a wife who's gonna be the queen, but then like he has also like a harem. I'm gonna write it here, but that word But anyways, so like full of like women who are his concubines, side wives, basically. Yeah, kind of, that's the vibe. So basically, if you like watching that kind of like movies of like all times, when like the king has like a full harem of like wives, and like he has a main wife, and like all that drama between the main wife and like the other wives and stuff like that, that's also like included in the book. So yeah, sneak peek, Ethera is going to be one of the concubines of Tobias, which is how like they end up having like a love interest type of thing going on. That's that. Yeah, I think that's that, like for the general like ambiance of this story plot. I don't want to like, I'm trying so hard like to not give details, because like if I give too much details, I'm gonna spoil it for like people who actually want to like read it. So yeah, I'm gonna just try like not to put like too much detail. Anyways, so another thing I would like to say is so let me just like give you like a sneak peek of like how Avery entered into the world of Alba to like, you know, be with Ethera and whatever. So the thing is, as I said, the uncle of Avery is a scientist who's like very intelligent and stuff. So he invents like a machine that basically it helps you, like if you like go into the machine, right? The thing that's like in like the like if you imagine like something and like somewhere that you wanna go and stuff, like you can like teleport to like that place and stuff like that, which is like a very revolutionary thing, right? Like where people like just can like teleport to anything, anywhere they want basically and stuff. So that's that. So Avery just goes there. Obviously, like it's the uncle, so like she can go and like have a closer look and, you know, test the machine. So she tests the machine. Well, no, she doesn't test the machine because the uncle actually told her not to, because he wasn't like the thing was like not like really supposed to like be used just yet. It was like a prototype type of thingy. But yeah, she was very curious, so she went in there, plugged in like whatever. Then she teleported to Alba, because the thing is, in her history class she was studying about Alba. So I guess because like it's the last thing that she was thinking about, like, you know, in the few weeks she was, you know, studying that, that's where like she was teleported to, because once she entered she wasn't like thinking like a specific place, but I guess like her brain, because her brain was thinking about Alba, it teleported her to Alba. So that's that. So long story short, she teleported to Alba into Ethera's body. So basically Ethera's body nako soul out of there, it was Avery in Ethera's body. So basically Avery was like living Ethera's life for a like for a small while, until like, you know, some people, I'm not gonna like spoil, some people caught on that it was not Ethera and whatever, and like the two made a deal where like, you know, like Ethera, because Ethera was like a very shy person, and like obviously there's the debutante season coming up and stuff. So Ethera asks Avery like to go to like her classes and stuff, and like all those like events that like make Ethera nervous and stuff, because Avery is like a very confident and bold person, so like she doesn't mind, and like she wants adventure. So like she was like, yeah, sure girl, like I don't mind, like this is literally like so fun. So she was okay. So like Avery would like replace Ethera every time like she would go to like events and stuff like that in the kingdom. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too much into that, but like I think you have like an idea of like how this whole thing will go, how she'll meet Tobias and like all that. If you want like to follow the whole story, again, go read the book. There's a link in my Instagram highlights for I am an author. Just click on that and then like scroll until you find the link of the book Meeting Love Across Time, and yeah, you will understand what the rest of the story. I think I've done like the most, I think I explained like most of the story without really getting into the story. I don't want to like get too much into it because I don't want to spoil, but I think I might have spoiled a little. I don't know, I tried my best. Yeah, I think that's it. Just like I recommend it to anyone who likes reading fantasy, like out of this world, you know, realms. If you like romance, a little bit of spice but not too much spice, you know, it's really not like, if you're like looking for a very spicy if you know what I mean by like spicy, it's not really that kind of thing. There's like some little specks and specks of that here and there, but it's not like the main thing there. So if that's what you're looking for, that's not the book for you, because I know some people, that's not that. But basically it's really an interesting like book. There's a lot of themes that are being talked about, like so much is happening there. We have harems, we have a different world, we have time traveling, we have romance, we have a love triangle, we have someone who we don't know if it's a friend or if it's a potential lover, we don't know that. We have two friends who maybe fall apart because of like fighting over a guy. We have girl drama, there's a lot of things happening in here, and it's not just like love thing, it's like also about friendship, because even if it's like love, meeting love across time, yes, Avery meets love across time by like meeting a guy, you know, that she actually likes, but she also meets love in the friendship way, because she meets Ethra, who she becomes very friends with, you know. It's like coup de cœur amical, mais coup de cœur pour de vrai. I don't know. For those who understand French, who understand, I will try to make subtitles. But yeah. No, I think I've done like the tour of the whole idea of the book. Wow, that was really a lot. Like, it's very confusing, but I hope that you all will understand the whole idea behind it, and I'm very proud and I'm very excited for more of you guys like to read the book, because there are already people who started reading it, and I'm really grateful for those who took the time to read it and like give me feedback as well. Like, really thank you very much. Like, it really does help, like when someone like creates something and you give them feedback about what you thought about it. It's really it's really significant. So like, I'm really thankful. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think we can stop the video from here. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new, I hope you're gonna stick around and, you know, keep supporting the channel. Tell your friends about it. You know, if you like this kind of content, I will try making more of like book stuff. If you want like book reviews, like, you know, we're gonna try doing more of that if you're like, interested in it. But yeah, basically, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You might also go follow my Instagram if you want to. It's gonna be also linked in the description box. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.